So you got banned from the mall after being caught using your Heelys for the 10th time. Don't be sad about it, because now you can join the many celebrities who've also been banned from places. From hotels to theaters and even Disneyland, these celebs have gotten themselves into some trouble, which has landed them on the no entry list. Join me as we count down the top 10 celebrities who were banned from public places. What's going on, guys? I'm your host Bree Room and welcome back to Top 10 Beyond the Screen. Today we're talking celebrities who aren't allowed in certain places, but before we get into that, check up in this corner for a playlist full of videos like this one and stick around to the end for some bonus content. Now let's get into the video. At number 10, Charlie Sheen. The Plaza Hotel is one of the most elegant, prestigious, and well-known hotels in New York. Many of you may know it from Home Alone 2, but me, I know it from the 2009 film Bride Wars. If you know, you know. Well, no matter where you know it from, there is one person who will never step foot in there again, and that's Charlie Sheen. The former 2.5 Men star is reportedly banned from the hotel following an incident from 2010. It is said that Charlie had something of a destructive episode while high, where he caused thousands of dollars in damages to his suite. I wasn't able to find the exact monetary amount of damage that Charlie racked up, as there are reports from amounts of $7,000 all the way up to $20,000, but the bottom line here is that he shredded that room to pieces. He broke mirrors, TVs, and even reportedly had a woman hiding in his room screaming. The situation was so bad that police had to be called to escort the actor from the premises, and he's been permanently banned from the hotel ever since. Coming in at number 9, Kris Jenner. The Kardashians/Jenner clan are amongst the biggest and most famous A-list celebrities in Hollywood. Love them or hate them, they're still some of the biggest names in the entertainment industry, so you'd think that they'd be invited to all of the hottest parties, but no. Turns out there's at least one event that the Kardashians are not welcome to attend, and those are Oscar parties. If you can believe it, the Kardashians have been banned from all Oscar parties, and it's all Kris Jenner's fault. According to reports, Kris Jenner had been invited to an Oscars bash in the past until one event where she reportedly got drunk and was involved in some unacceptable behavior. This made the studio who was hosting the party look bad, so they issued a ban on the Kardashians. The reality family is known for being a little problematic, so the Oscars rep said none of that here, and they just won't welcome them back. But can you really blame them? Now before I get into the rest of the video, I would like to ask you guys to leave a like on this video. It really helps out if you do, so if you're enjoying the video so far, please smash that like. In at number 8, Chris Brown. Chris Brown has a bit of a temper, as a few of you may already know, so it's no surprise that he's been banned from somewhere for being a bit unruly and aggressive. Chris is now banned from the Lifetime Athletic chain of gyms and fitness centers after his encounter with a manager from one of their New York City locations. Reports say that Chris and his friends were in a game of basketball when they started getting loud and unruly and started swearing at each other. As the manager came in to speak to the group and asked them to tone down their voices and music, that's when Chris got angry. According to TMZ, Chris, quote, went ballistic, screaming and swearing at the woman. Chris and his friends were then asked to leave, and Chris reportedly spat on the door on his way out. I mean, dude, all you had to do was stop being so loud and you could have finished your game. Now there is no game to be had. At number 7, Madonna. It seems like Madonna has a record of being on her phone at inappropriate moments, and this is exactly what's led to getting her banned in a few places. First, let's talk about how the pop singer was sort of banned from the Alamo Drafthouse Theater. Back in 2013, Madonna was called out by a film critic during a screening of the film 12 Years a Slave. The critic wrote about how Madonna was texting during the first half of the film, and when the theater got a hold of this information, they issued a statement saying that she would be banned from the theater until she issues an apology. Now, after the scrutiny that she faced in 2013 at the movies, you'd think that she'd have learned her lesson from that, but oh no. She was also reportedly banned from seeing the Hamilton musical after she was caught by one of the show's stars, Jonathan Groff, for also being on her phone during the production. As a die-hard Hamilton fan, that hurts me to think that she disrespect that wonderful musical with her stupid texting. Lin-Manuel Miranda is more important than whoever you're texting, Madonna. Coming in at number 6, Blake Lively. Blake Lively once experienced the wrath of Disney after trying to sneak into Disneyland. In an interview with David Letterman, she revealed that when she was a kid, she and her brother tried sneaking into the theme park. Blake revealed that their plan of action was to take wristbands of people who had left the park and put hairspray on them in order to transfer the barcode onto themselves. They scanned through and got past the gates only to be met with park security. Disney does not play around. The actress said that she and her brother were taken to Disney jail, where they were given a 1-year ban from the park. Luckily, after their year ban was up, they were allowed to return to the park with no problem, but I'm sure she never tried to sneak in anywhere again. Halfway through at number 5, Nicki Minaj. Sometimes fans can be a little too much, and Nicki Minaj knows that feeling all too well. The rapper was kicked out of and banned from the Dorchester Hotel in London after her fans, or as she calls them, barbs, became too much for the hotel staff to handle. After arriving at the hotel, Nicki's fans swarmed the place hoping to catch a glimpse of their music icon. It was reported that though they were asked to leave by hotel staff and security, they just wouldn't budge and even started tagging the hotel elevator with graffiti. There were fans camping outside of the hotel, and it was even reported that a fight broke out, resulting in an ambulance having to be called to the area. Staff were really just fed up with the Barb's antics and asked Nicki and her team to find another venue and banned her from the hotel as a result. Even though Nicki has said that she and her fans are a package deal, I don't think the hotels and venues like that idea very much. At number 4, Lindsay Lohan. Speaking of hotels, it turns out Lindsay Lohan was also banned from a hotel, this time being the Chateau Marmont in West Hollywood. It was reported that the hotel had asked Lindsay to remove her belongings and leave the premises after she was unable to settle her $46,000 hotel bill. Yeah. Lohan, who had been staying at the hotel for 2 months, had racked up a bill totaling $46,350, and she received a letter from the hotel's general manager which said, quote, "As we have made repeated attempts to resolve this pressing matter over the last few weeks without any resolution, I regret to inform you that we are no longer able to extend any further credit for you to remain in the hotel. Please have all of your belongings removed from Suite 33 by 12 p.m. Wednesday, August 1st, 2012. They also sent her a list of expenses from the hotel, and let me tell you, that list is long. Like several pages of bills. Over the course of her stay, she racked up thousands of dollars worth of cigarettes, minibar items, and dining expenses as well. She's since been able to settle her debts with the hotel, but she really evaded that one for a while. Over $40,000! My god. Coming in at number 3, Paris Hilton. Paris Hilton, the great-granddaughter of the founder of the Hilton Hotels, has ironically been banned from a hotel that luckily isn't one of her namesakes. In 2010, Paris was banned from 2 Wynn Resort hotels in Las Vegas after an incident occurred which led to police catching the heiress with just under a gram of no snow in her purse. It is said that police caught Hilton red-handed as she was looking through her purse for lip balm, and then that's when the bag of no sugar fell out. As one would, she tried to cover her butt by saying that she borrowed the purse from a friend and that it wasn't actually hers, but police didn't believe her and she was arrested for the felony possession charge. This incident didn't just get her banned from the hotel either, she was also banned from the country of Japan because of her drug charge. The country's immigration department has a very strict rule against letting anyone with a criminal record in. So guys, just don't do drugs. Just don't. Especially if you want to go to Japan. At number 2, Ariana Grande. Do you guys remember that Ariana Grande donut incident? That one was really buried deep in my brain until I read this story again. For those who have no clue what I'm talking about, in 2015, Ariana Grande was caught licking a donut on display at a donut shop called Wolfie Donuts in Lake Elsinore, California. She and her friends were visiting the shop when they dared the pop star to lick the donut. Seems harmless enough until the footage of that incident was posted online. She was also captured making some less than friendly remarks about Americans for some reason. Once she was exposed on social media for her behavior, she issued an apology to her fans and to the bakery for her actions. It was also reported that the bakery's owner had originally wanted to press charges but decided against it in the end. But instead, she's been banned from the establishment ever since. Finally, at number 1, Lil Wayne. Turns out Lil Wayne has quite a rocky past when it comes to the NBA. In 2012, he was denied entry to an Oklahoma City Thunder's game after what seems to have been a ticketing mix-up. And then in 2013, there was an altercation during a Lakers vs Heat game that left him not only banned from the game, but just banned from all NBA events. Apparently, the rapper got into a verbal altercation with a fan in the stands, and this outburst led to him gesturing to the fan that he had a gun. This led to him allegedly leaving the stadium on his own accord and being banned from all NBA events. Just to make matters worse, he then went on a Twitter rampage, as one does, saying some NSFW stuff about the NBA and Chris Bosh's wife. Way to leave things on good terms, dude. Now before I wrap up the video, let's do some comment shoutouts from the top 10 worst Amber Heard moments. Bookish Raider says, love my friends and family, they're always so understanding of my hot mess and weird personality. Yes, I love that. Love your friends, love your family. If anyone's confused by this, I asked everyone in the comments to tell me who they love or someone that's really important to them, because, you know, we're talking about Amber Heard and she hates everyone apparently. Folksy Girl says, I've never even heard of Amber Heard until the divorce proceedings between she and Depp. She sounds incredibly towards many people. Honestly, I didn't really know who Amber Heard was either up until, you know, all of this stuff came out about her. And even then I was like, okay, so everyone hates her. But it wasn't until I was researching this video and really going through everything that she's been accused of that I was really like, whoa, Amber Heard is kind of a horrible person. I don't know what happened to her, but my goodness, she hates everybody. But she hates them equally, which I guess that's okay. Delicia James, I don't know if that's exactly how you pronounce your name, but I love your name, it is so beautiful. Anyway, Delicia James says, you guys will never get off her neck and I love it. Especially with, you know, her being in the news again with the trial ending and a new one starting up. We're never gonna stop hearing about Amber Heard for like the next year or so. So get comfy, we have more videos coming about her in the future, I'm sure. Thanks for your comments, guys, and thank you for sticking around until the end. Comment down below if you've ever been banned or kicked out of somewhere. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and make sure you have notifications turned on so you never miss out on a new video. That's it for me, but until next time, stay safe, stay awesome, and stay groovy, friends. Well, look who's back for more. We dove into some celebrities who were not welcome in certain places, but there are so many more celebrities to talk about. You guys enjoyed our part 1, so we're bringing it back to you guys with the top 10 celebrities who've been banned from public places, part 2. I'm your host, Bree Room, and before we get into it, I just want to shout out Repercussions and their channel relaunch coming December 7th. Go on over there and show them some love.
If the Canada Q's gonna take it on,
I'm on top like I'm goddamn Mario, right? I'm just
not today. Maybe tomorrow. Okay, is this real life right now?
Now let's get into the video. At number 10, Kathy Griffin. Kathy Griffin is known for being pretty outspoken and controversial at times, and it's because of that she's been banned from just about every talk show. Because of her unpredictable antics and use of crude language, as well as her problematic past, she isn't welcome on shows like The View, The Today Show, Ellen, Regis and Kelly, and all of those other people on that same show, Jay Leno, Letterman, and more. She's racked up a lot of these bans over the years, but some of the new ones, like being fired from CNN, come from the backlash she gained after the Donald Trump incident, where she posed with a fake and bloodied model of Donald Trump's head. She's been known to ruffle feathers on live TV and pull stunts that are inappropriate for broadcast. For example, during her time hosting the New Year's Eve broadcast with Anders and Cooper on CNN, she used profanity and even removed some of her clothing on TV. On top of that, she's offended people during award shows while making speeches. Though she's been banned from certain TV shows, I'm pretty sure people just want her banned from the media in general because of her actions. At number 9, the Kardashians. In part 1 of this video, I told you guys about how Kris Jenner and the Kardashians aren't welcome at Oscar parties. Well, there are a bunch more places that the Kardashians have been banned from, one of those surprisingly being the Met Gala. Though they are welcome there now, that's only because they got the plug from Kanye. Anna Wintour, the editor-in-chief of Vogue, apparently has something against the Kardashians and even went so far as to call them the quote, antithesis of fashion and class. Ouch. She had allegedly banned them from attending the Met, and being a prominent trustee and financial holder at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, where the function is held annually, her ruling stuck. At least until Kanye came into the picture. Apparently Anna and Kanye are good pals, so once Kanye came into the Kardashian family, Anna just couldn't refuse them and allowed the Kardashians entry. It's crazy to think that even the head of Vogue dislikes the Kardashians so much to the point of banning them from one of the biggest Hollywood events. If you guys are liking the video so far, please do consider leaving a like. It really helps out the channel and it shows us that you like our content, so please go ahead and hit that like button. At number 8, Gene Simmons. Gene Simmons is known for being pretty outlandish. squeamish. I mean, have you seen the guy in Kiss with that makeup? He's a pretty over-the-top guy, so it's no surprise that he'd get in trouble for being a little too out there and offending people. Turns out that his antics got so bad to the point that he was banned from all Fox programming. At one point, he was a Fox favorite and was a frequent guest on their programming until he took things too far during an office meeting. It was his thoughts on the Weinstein case and his actions that followed that caused him to be banned. Apparently, on top of his comments about Weinstein, he made crude comments about the women at Fox. He took off his shirt yelling, quote, "Hey chicks, sue me," made inappropriate jokes about Michael Jackson, and hit 2 staffers on the head with his book. Now he's not even allowed into the building, and there's even a picture of him in the security office so they know not to let him in. At number 7, O.J. Simpson. Just a few weeks or so after O.J. Simpson was released from prison, he was back on his antics again, which resulted in him getting banned from a Las Vegas hotel. After being involved in an alleged drunken incident, O.J. has been banned from the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas. According to sources, O.J. was seen drinking at the hotel's bar and ended up getting really intoxicated. From then, things started getting out of hand as he became, quote, "very unruly," and began yelling at members of staff and knocking over glasses, shattering them on the floor. O.J. was removed from the premises and was banned from the hotel. Though representatives say that his outburst wasn't too bad, he still caused quite a disturbance, which prompted his ban. Later on, O.J. said that this hotel was damaging his reputation by claiming he was drunk and belligerent, and officials ruled that this story was false after it was discovered that no substances were found in O.J. Simpson, and therefore he did not violate his parole. So who knows what really happened? My problem with the allegations, though, is the fact that O.J. said that the hotel ruined his reputation, but wouldn't you think the fact that he's been in prison for years would have ruined his career? At number 6, Hugh Grant. You don't really hear too much about Hugh Grant, so when I found out he was banned from somewhere, I was truly shocked. Hugh was banned from The Daily Show after having a bad interview. Jon Stewart, the former host of The Daily Show, said in an interview that Hugh Grant was the worst guest he'd had on the show. He spoke about how when Hugh was on to promote his film Did You Hear About the Morgans, he was making a huge scene backstage and was really mean and annoying to people on set. He was allegedly saying that he had better places to be. He also got really upset about the clip that they played for the film, saying, quote, "What is that clip? It's a terrible clip," to which Jon replied telling Hugh to make a better movie. Ouch. Jon went on to say that because of his poor experience with Hugh, he'd never have him back on his show. Halfway through at number 5, Adrien Brody. Actor Adrien Brody was having a lot of success in his career in the 90s and early 2000s, but there was a bit of a hiccup that happened in 2003 while guest hosting Saturday Night Live. On the show, the host was always responsible for introducing the musical guest for the night, and on the night Adrien was hosting, the musical guest happened to be Jamaican artist Sean Paul. Well, Adrien took it upon himself to use his introduction to Sean Paul as a bit, and when he came to announcing Sean's performance, he came out dressed in fake dreadlocks sporting a Jamaican accent. His bit was seen as offensive and uncalled for as he went off script to do it, and no one found it funny. As he performed, the crowd went silent because they already knew deep down that this was going to land Brody in big trouble. He was banned from appearing on the show again. At number 4, John Travolta. John Travolta was allegedly banned from a New York City spa after one of the establishment's masseurs accused the actor of inappropriate behavior. According to workers, when John would come in, he would request only male staff, and they would claim that John had exhibited inappropriate behavior during their sessions. Reports say that during these sessions, John would allegedly grind against the table, remove his towel, and would stick his butt in the air. It came to the point where members of staff began refusing to work with him, and they ran out of people to perform massages on the actor. The details of this alleged ban are a little muddy because others dispute this claim of the actor being banned, but either way, it's noteworthy. At number 3, Justin Bieber. Back in 2013, during what I like to call the problem days, Justin Bieber became the newest member of a Las Vegas indoor skydiving arena's no-fly list because he failed to pay for his time there. Reports say that Justin and his group of friends entered the facility just as it was about to close, looking to do a couple of rounds of skydiving. He agreed to pay the establishment at the end of their time, and so after their round was up, Justin was confronted with the payment. Since he was an A-lister, the company agreed that Justin could either pay monetarily or he could share a selfie on social media and pay in promotion instead. Justin agreed to the selfie, however he never followed through on his promise, and according to sources, Justin even faked posting something on social media, but he never really followed through. On top of that, staff members noted that Justin and his friends were quite unruly while they were there, and they apparently made a mess of the company's facilities. He could have easily paid for himself and his friends, which would have come to a total of about $1,600, but instead he decided to be a little brat and take advantage of the business instead. At At number 2, Amy Winehouse. Amy Winehouse was an absolute icon in her day. Super talented, but she did struggle with substance abuse. She was often seen and photographed by paparazzi in an inebriated state, so it comes as no shock to find out that she's been banned from a few hotels in various locations because of her drunken antics. In one instance, Amy was banned from a hotel in the UK after having staged a drunken and disruptive party in her suite. Another instance where she was banned from a hotel comes from her stay at the Savoy Hotel in London, where she joined forces with one of the hotel's musicians to put on a live performance. Though her impromptu concert of sorts was free, she was kicked out of the establishment because of other guests complaining that she was too loud and disruptive. Lastly, she had a run-in with staff at a hotel in St. Lucia where they banned her from drinking at the hotel's bar after she was caught with scratches and bruises after having fallen into a bush during a night of binge drinking. She was banished to one of the hotel's villas on the other side of the property in an effort to stop her from bothering other guests. At number 1, Ozzy Osbourne. In February 1982, Ozzy Osbourne was arrested in San Antonio, Texas after he was caught peeing on a cenotaph which honored the Alamo. The musician was seen wandering the streets of San Antonio wearing one of Sharon Osbourne's dresses, and after relieving himself on the cenotaph and being picked up by officers, he was charged with public intoxication and was detained. After paying bond, he was released but was promptly banned from the entire city as a result. Luckily for him, he returned to San Antonio in 1992, apologizing for the incident and making a $10,000 donation to the Daughters of the Texas Republic, an organization that maintains the property that Ozzy peed on. The lesson here? Don't pee on things. I want to know if you've ever witnessed someone getting kicked out of somewhere, whether it was getting kicked out of the movies or being banned from the mall for fighting. Tell me all of the juicy details down in the comments. But speaking of comments, let's shout out some of yours from our video of the top 10 celebrities who are mean in real life part 2. Rich L says, I think next time if someone chucks that "do you know who I am" again, people should just reply, yeah, Karen. Yeah, I mean, popping off with that Karen. Vay Walker says, I don't get why fans go crazy and invade celeb spaces when they're seen outside. I've seen celebs pass by me, I just go, yo dude, and that's it. I don't need to bother them or take a pic or get an autograph to show off online so people think I'm cool or whatever. I mean, celebrities are literally just other human beings that are more famous and richer than us, so like, I don't know why you need to take a picture with them. Feministique says, damn, watching Fiona and Shrek ain't gonna be the same. I'm sorry I ruined the movie for you, but like, the meme's kind of dead anyway. Nabila Fassi says, subject, 10 celebrities known to be nice or fun to work with. I love that idea. I will definitely pitch it just for you. Slim Arcane Z says, hi Bree. Hi Slim Arcane Z. Thanks so much for your comments and for sticking around until the end of the video. I've been your host, Bree Room, and until next time, stay safe, be kind to one another, and stay groovy, friends. Whether it's a bar, restaurant, hotel, or even the internet, people can get banned from anywhere for just about anything. There are a bunch of stories about people, especially celebrities, getting banned from places, so let's dive into 10 more today as we count down the top 10 celebrities banned from public places part 3. At number 10, Azealia Banks. Rapper Azealia Banks is certainly no stranger to conflict. She's often in the news about some beef or odd encounter, so really it comes as no surprise to find out that she's been banned a few times. Azealia has been suspended or banned from Twitter a few times. Each time, eventually, she does get her account back, only to berate people all over again. She's had beefs with other singers like Zayn Malik, whom she read to filth a few years back, but her most recent scandals online that have resulted in her getting banned have to do with her tweets about the trans community, as well as the prescription drug PrEP. In 2019, Azealia was banned from Twitter for some time after she went on a Twitter rant about PrEP. This anti-HIV drug was the subject of the rapper's rant, where she told people not to take it, saying that it doesn't work, and even condemned singer Frank Ocean for promoting it. Fast forward to 2020, and Azalea's account was once again suspended due to her transphobic tweets about gender confirmation surgeries. No matter what, Azealia will always be back to offend someone new, so there's really no stopping her, unfortunately. At number 9, Stuart Rahr. I don't know about you guys, but I can't really see myself having a meltdown in a restaurant because of meaningless things like a table being ready. There are bigger things to worry about, but apparently not to Stuart Rahr. I mean, he's a billionaire, so he probably pays someone to care about things for him. In 2012, Stuart here had a meltdown in a high-end restaurant because his table wasn't ready. I mean, there were plenty of other tables to sit at, but this was his table, and these peons were sitting in it. He was so desperate to get his table back that he even tried bribing the people sitting there with paying for their meal, which could have cost upwards of $1,000, but they still said no. He had a Karen moment and then was asked to leave. He then sent an all-caps email to one of the restaurant's owners, which included some pretty harsh language, and because of this behavior, he was subsequently banned for life. Stu was not ever gonna get that spot back. Before I carry on with this list, please consider leaving a like on this video if you're enjoying it so far, because it really does help the channel out. At number 8, Miley Cyrus. Now, a while back I did a video on celebrities who have been banned from countries. It still baffles me that entire countries have banned some celebs. Like, how does that happen? Well, I have an answer to that. Well, at least where Miley Cyrus is concerned. Remember Miley's bangers era with the twerking and the tongue sticking out thing? Yeah. That got her banned from the Dominican Republic. The country banned her from performing in the country on morality grounds, saying that she, quote, undertakes acts that go against morals and customs which are punishable by Dominican law, end quote. As a result, she wasn't allowed to perform in the country as it was one of the stops on her Bangers World Tour. If you've seen clips of the tour, then you will kind of understand why the Dominican Republic tried to pass on Miley. The singer included imagery of the mean green, if you know what I mean, and other sexual imagery in her tour, and you know, that kind of stuff just isn't for everyone. At number 7, Alec Baldwin. Here's another celeb that's actually been banned from an entire country, and this case is one that is a reminder to think before you speak, because even some jokes can land you on someone's naughty list. Alec Baldwin is known for making some jokes here and there, though he should probably stick to acting if this is where his jokes lead him. In 2009, Letterman asked a then single Baldwin about marriage, to which he joked about getting a, quote, Filipino mail-in bride. This joke eventually got to the Philippines, and once people over there heard it, they issued a ban preventing him from entering the country. Things eventually settled, and the country isn't mad at Alec anymore, so maybe this helped him learn a valuable lesson about respect. Probably didn't, but one can hope. At number 6, Vince Neil. You know when someone catches you doing something wrong, and before they have the chance to report you, you put the blame on them? It's a strategy used in the game Among Us, and also apparently by Motley Crue frontman Vince Neil. In 2012, Vince found himself in some trouble after being caught in his shenanigans while staying at the Palms Hotel in Las Vegas. Vince promptly took to Twitter, going on a rampage about how horrible the hotel was, and going on to say, quote, due to recent events, including distrust and dishonesty at the executive level, I will never again step foot on Palms property, end quote. Everyone thought that something big must have gone down at the hotel, and it was sort of true, but the one in the wrong was in fact Vince, not the hotel. Because of Vince's tweets, the hotel released a statement stating that Vince has been kicked out of the hotel because of his inappropriate behavior and for threatening to give the hotel bad publicity. Vince was caught with his hand in the cookie jar, so to speak, and instead of owning up, he pulled a stunt that made him look even worse, and then got blacklisted from the property. At number 5, Kourtney and Khloe Kardashian. When the Kardashians were riding their rise to fame, their reality show Keeping Up was gaining popularity, and the network decided to try and make a spin-off show that focused on Kourtney and Khloe Kardashian. Since Keeping Up centered mostly around Kim, they wanted to give the other Kardashian sisters some time in the spotlight, but that didn't really end up going so well. The show was supposed to follow the sisters in the Hamptons, but the Hamptons weren't really down with that idea. The classy Long Island town didn't want anything to do with the Kardashians or their cameras because it was disturbing the peace, so to speak. This area is frequented by some classy folk in the summertime, and so the last thing they wanted was a camera crew and some loud LA folk wandering around the area. When Kourtney and Khloe rolled up, the townspeople started yelling at them to go home, and some places even refused to serve them because they were unwelcome in the area. Restaurants and other places banned the Kardashians, so eventually the show had nowhere to go. The Hamptons started hating the Kardashians before it was even cool, so maybe it's kind of a chill place to go. If you're not a celebrity, that is. At number 4, Led Zeppelin. If there's anything I've learned from researching these lists, is that rockers and hotels just don't mix. I mean, just wait for number 1. That one is wild. But for now, let's talk about Led Zeppelin and why they were banned from a few American hotels. In the 70s, the rockers caused quite a bit of trouble in a number of hotels, from riding motorcycles in the lobby to using fish inappropriately. Yes, I said fish. These guys were wild and the hotels were not happy. They've been banned from the Chateau Marmont, the Hyatt on Sunset Boulevard, the Edgewater Hotel in Seattle, and probably a number of others. Part of me would have loved to see the shenanigans up close, but maybe not the fish incident. I don't know what happened there, and I don't think I really want to. At number 3, Amanda Bynes. Amanda Bynes had a hard time back in 2014. She had a highly publicized fall from grace and was heavily criticized. Every move she made was covered in the tabloids, including one incident at a store that ended in her getting banned. While shopping at the high-end store Barney's, Amanda was caught by security trying to walk out of the store wearing a $200 hat without having paid for it. This wasn't the first time Amanda has gotten into trouble like this, since, as I've mentioned before, she was having a tough time in her life around this time. Before this, she was caught driving under the influence and was even detained by police after security caught her smoking an illicit substance in the lobby of her Times Square apartment. This hat incident just added to the troubles that she was facing, and as a result of her theft, she was asked to sign a document banning her from ever entering the premises again, in return for not pressing charges. So I guess she lucked out on that. At number 2, Russell Crowe. I don't know who needs to hear this, but here's your reminder to not throw things at people when you're angry. It's unnecessary and just escalates the situation even more, and Russell Crowe is a good example of where those kinds of actions get you. Back in 2005, Russell Crowe got mad. There were a number of reasons why he was mad, but he was just really in a horrible mood. Apparently, Russell was trying to call his wife in Australia while he was at a hotel in New York. He went down to the front desk to complain about how his suite's phone wasn't working, and for some reason he brought the phone with him. Like, why did you have to unplug the phone just to make your point? Anyway, the concierge was just trying to help Russell with his problem, but he just got angrier and ended up throwing the phone at the concierge's face. Russell ended up cutting the concierge just under his eye when he threw the phone, and later when the police were called, he was charged with and a criminal possession of a weapon. The weapon in this case being the phone. On top of that, the actor was banned from that hotel because no one wants another phone incident. And finally at number 1, The Who. Now I just had to put this one at number 1 because of how outrageous this is. The band The Who, and more specifically the band's drummer Keith Moon, well, they had a wild side. They had a reputation for messing with hotels, and Keith was usually the one behind the shenanigans. In August 1967, the band planned an after party at the Holiday Inn to celebrate Keith's 21st birthday. Well, things certainly got wild and a number of rules were broken, property was damaged, and the police were called. By the end of this wild night, they had blown up a toilet, gotten hurt while running from the police, and apparently they drove a car into the hotel swimming pool. The open bar and cake that was supplied for the birthday bash certainly fueled the tomfoolery. After all was said and done, the band was banned from all Holiday Inn locations and was banned from Flint, Michigan, where this all went down. Now I want you guys to tell me about a time that you watched an altercation go down at a public place. It could be a Karen encounter or a fight at a restaurant or mall. Just tell me all the juicy details down in the comments. But anyway, that has been our list. I've been your host, Bree Room, and until next time, stay safe, make good choices, and I'll see you guys next time. Stay groovy, friends. She's had beefs with singers like Zayn Malik. Scandals online have resulted in getting banned. Scandals online resulting in getting her banned has... Oh my god.